What's going on, guys? So, tournaments are going around, and regionals, nationals, and there's deck profiles constantly of national decks and regional decks and all of that jazz. So, I want to talk about. Everybody knows I am a budget player. That's no joke. That is no surprise, and people can debate that makes you bad at the game or whatever. But I would like to talk about 5 decks that I would take to a tournament, not necessarily with the idea that I'm going to be going top 1, but a deck that is viable. I'm not talking battling boxers. I'm not talking about Thunder Family. I'm not talking about fucking playing go-go-go's or shit like that. And there's nothing wrong with those decks. Those decks are fun, but that's not what I would take to an actual tournament to try to win or make a dent. So these are 5 budget decks that I would play in no particular order. So yeah, let's get on with it. So whatever you'd like to think about this deck, this is very budget and it can always make somewhat of an impact and do decently well, though it hasn't done as good as it used to, is Dark Worlds. I would still take Dark Worlds to a tournament. It would not definitely be my number 1, but if you're really on a budget and you want a lot of power for a budget, it's definitely a deck to go. Dark Smog can really not do some work, but it can really help, especially in this current meta. It's not a bad card at all, and I would definitely play it. And there's all sorts of builds for Dark Worlds, but in general, Dark Worlds is still a deck that if you're on a budget and you want to play, it's always a good way to go, and it works just fine. Now, this one is going to be a little bit more playable. You'd actually see more people play it, and it actually can do more, and that's Heroes. With new Masked Heroes coming out, so it wouldn't necessarily be Heroes, it'd be like Masked Heroes, but whatever. There's a bunch of different builds for Heroes as well. Heroes is always a good option. You can't really go wrong with it. You can't really play it and expect to do, like, amazing, but, like, it's a good deck. You can always feel somewhat confident playing against the meta with it, and there's no bad way to go with it. It's an all-around good deck to play, and it's really fun. I personally enjoy Heroes. I like the aspect of Heroes, and it's always a fun deck to play, so that would be my, like, number 2 play. It's still not amazing, but it's up there. But we're going to be going up, so I guess there is an order. I guess. I don't know what I'm talking about. Now, this deck is very budget, and it's still very fun. It's on the same fusion aspect, and I would definitely take it to a tournament. Is Frightfur. Frightfur is a good deck. It's a great deck. It's not amazing, which is the whole idea of all these decks that we're playing. But Frightfur is fun. It's very budget, and it's not going to break your wallet to play all the cards you need to play. And it can still do an impact. It can still dent, and you might even top. Right now, with how the meta is, you probably might not break like top 16. Depending how big your regional is and stuff like that. But you could definitely top locals, and you can try to top with Frightfur. You're not going to see it often, but it is possible, and it's still a very fun deck, and I would definitely play it. Now, for number 4, this is a deck that I will always enjoy, and is definitely, I don't know if some people would even prefer this to say meta, but I rape all the time with it online, and I haven't taken it to an actual tournament in a while, and by a while I mean like a year, and it's changed a lot since then, but Chaos Dragons, or Chaos Sworn, or whatever you want to call it. When you're abusing Light Pulsar and Monster Reincarnation to abuse Judgment Dragon, you can debate and whatever. It's my own personal favorite. I would take that to a tournament any day. Light Sworns are still taken to tournaments all the time, and this is my personal opinion. Every time I go against a Light Sworn player in Mirror Match, this deck does way better than Light Sworn. It's way more consistent for JD. You have a lot more powers. You can make Belze, you can make level 8 Synchros, and make Goyos easier. It can do a lot more, and it can recover for more, and I personally enjoy it most. And that is a deck I would definitely take, and it's very, very budget. I mean, I'm talking like 3 structure decks, maybe like $30 worth of extra cards. Some extra deck cards might be a little bit more, but altogether you could have this deck with card sleeves and everything for like $150, and that's overstocking. That's like really putting it out there. You could probably get it for way cheaper, but that's saying if you're going on the far end, but probably like $125. But definitely Chaos Sworn, Chaos Dragon Sworn, whatever you want to call it, would definitely be my top 4 or number 2 to take to a tournament. Now, this one is the one that's topping all the time, and everybody's playing it, and I still personally feel like it's a little cloggy, but I would definitely still take it to a tournament, and that's Monarchs. Monarchs is very budget. There's some cards that, you can get for it, but otherwise, Monarchs, if you want to go to tournament and you want to make an impact, and even though everybody else is playing it, besides your side deck that you want to make sure your side deck is very well placed out, Monarchs is the way to go. They're great, they're fun, they're cheap, and they wreck shit. So if you're talking about a budget deck, go Monarchs. If you want to be the number 1, like, go for it. You can top you can go anywhere from being super shitty, or you could even get first place at a regional or something like that if you really were good enough and your deck was good enough. So there we are. Those are my 5 budget decks that I would take to a tournament that are actually feasible in my mind, ranging from like lowest to semi-budget to highest. Why there are more better budget decks you could definitely play that I did not list. I was trying to do from like price to performance to whatever. Yeah, there's some other budget decks that are considered budget that are like $200 or so that are very great, and you can still pick them up, Yang Zings or whatever. But I did Dark Worlds and E-Heroes because they are really cheap, and they still have decent performance for cheap, and that's why I was kind of raising the bar there. So yeah, let me know down below what your budget deck that you would take to a tournament. Like, don't name Ice Barriers or some shit. Like, actually a feasible deck that you would take to a tournament that's like below $250. And if you like this video, thumbs up and all that. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace. My girlfriend let me borrow her microphone. Isn't that so sweet?